We're presenting Among the Palms, the bomb, or looking for reflections in the toxic field of plenty. And it's a work like Vanja and me, we have been working now for about 7 years. It began like with the research, and it's about the multi-layered history at the Salton Sea in the southern California, close to Mexican border. Where was actually happening, it was a ancient land of the Coia Desert Indians before the land grabbing started. Then the military came in the 1940s, and then it was Californian Rivera. It's also the biggest agricultural growth area in the US. And now in the 70s it collapsed and is actually, yeah, a very traumatized land in a way.
We stumbled upon actually on this Salton Sea in 2017, I think it was, when we were working on another project, and it was 40 degrees already, and we saw on the map this huge body of water. I mean, it is 30 kilometers by 60 kilometers. It was the time, and we wanted to just to have a look at it, maybe have a swim. This was our thoughts, and when we came there, the first graffiti on the house, which was all tear down, was "Fuck my life." And then at that time, there were still fish and birds on the lake, but they were dying out. So there was a beach of 500 meters of dried out dead fish. And so that was basically the most dystopic place that I have ever seen. And it's only 2 hours from Los Angeles, so it kind of like created this glitch in our heads. How come there is this wealth and this poverty and this luxurious life, whatever that means in any kind of like this very superficial way, and this devastation? That kept us to go back there and to discover more and more what is the cause of this collapse of the whole environment. For many years, Lukas and me were working kind of like back to back. I was interested in UFO communities in this Southern California region, and Lukas started with this exploration of different parts of the military history, agriculture, land grabbing, and somehow the collaboration came as a desire that we both challenge our own methodology of working and to try with both of our different approaches to the topic to paint this multi-layered image of the Salton Sea.
The lake is drying up, so in 25 years around it will be totally dry, and communities there who are working, like lots of them, the most of them are actually from Southern America or from Mexico, and they're exposed to all these dust storms which are happening there, and it's also toxic dust storms, and they have like just DIY protection, like bandanas, what they're working. So the longer time you spend there, the more you are actually realizing what is not wrong there, besides the beauty, because it's very beautiful also to be there. And then it's like this kind of glitch, and we got to know also Thomas Tortes, which is the chairman of the Coya Desert Indians, who opened like up a big new perspective for us on the whole land and on the site and also on the beauty. So we went for lots of walks with each other, and he showed us in a way how the Coya people were living before and how they are still now there with the lake and trying really to change something. So this was definitely one of the key encounters. Yeah.
And paradoxically, it did happen very far in the process, and this is actually just a mirror how unrepresented and how marginalized the community of Native Americans are there. But it opened a whole new spectrum of the Salton Sea, visiting sites with them, of like ancient fishing spots or sacred spots, or getting to know into community was really a paradigm shift in seeing the land and following. It created a depth in the history, because the colonization process in this area of the Salton Sea happened relatively recently. So it's in the end of 18th century with development of the rail tracks, and in comparison to around 8,000 years history. So there are artifacts that kind of like show that. So it changed completely the also our reading of the landscape through a view of their community.
I did already previously some short films, so we had already a quite good understanding. And what we did then is actually to invite people to talk by themselves about where they are, where we are. And another key encounter was definitely also being at the Wendover Air Base, where we met Landon, who is like the tour guide there. And there came also like an important idea in a way, where we discovered for ourselves we want to be actually in motion, like moving forward during we are doing the interviews. What can we learn in a way? Like we learned that we're fucked in a way, and this is unfortunately happening everywhere. And like in a way, like as an eye opener, or like just because, as Vanja already mentioned, it's not only happening there. There is like a very high density of things at the same time. But if you look around, we're having these problems also the same in Europe, like all the prices for vegetables, for salads in the winter, like it's also the same thing. It's like people, undocumented worker, we're also having here in a way, and it becomes like really a system, this slavery, modern slavery.
Yeah, I mean, what you said, it's not the immigration is not a problem, but it is an outcome of so much unjustice, exploitation of the land that forces people to leave their places. And in the case of the Salton Sea, I think what is so paradoxically is that actually the illegal immigration that is so being demonized in with the current politics is actually being supported by the government in order to create such a horrible conditions for the people who are working in this monocultural agriculture. And this is where the interesting part came in understanding that the Native Americans, by having the sovereignty of their land, they're actually using it to host the illegal immigrants and give them space to live and to give them like a safe haven. And basically in our film this is being touched upon, it was being mentioned, but we are embarking now in the new project where we are just basically focusing on that.
Maybe one more thing is like there is hope in a way. There's always hope. Paradoxically, in this case, the hope is on the people from the Coachella Valley and Palm Springs, which are the billionaires there. They have the biggest density of billionaires, and if they're only 1 hour away, and if the property value of them decrease, anyway, that's the hope, because then maybe they go into direct action.